Hi, this is Joy Robertson. As many of you know, I love food. I love finding new restaurants. I love trying new dishes. And most of all, I love talking to the many great restaurateurs and entrepreneurs we have here in the Ozarks and beyond. I love hearing their stories, and that's what this podcast is all about, learning more about them and their journey. So join me as we savor the Ozarks. Hey everybody, I want to introduce you to someone that I just met and I'm so impressed with. This is David Wright. He is the executive chef at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. And I'm just going to tell you, if you haven't been here yet, you are going to be impressed. David, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing great. I have been so intrigued by this place over the years. I was here when the Shooting Academy first opened. I came to a couple of events. It's completely different now than it was then. When it comes to a menu at a venue like this, talk about how you keep it regional to some degree. I'm very intrigued by that.
Well, with a facility like this, you want to embrace where you're at. You want to embrace the Ozarks. You want to embrace the conservation. Everything that Bass Pro and Johnny Morris put into this property is what I embraced when writing the menu. So I came out here on property before I moved here. I went to local restaurants. I went and seen what the Ozarks was about, and I based my menu solely off of that.
Okay, so where did you come here from?
Oklahoma City.
Okay, so here in the Midwest, you've been in and around, but you came here, and this is such a beautiful, it's like Red Rocks, but in the Ozarks, wouldn't you say?
I would, absolutely. It's the same stunning, breathtaking experience that you're going to have in a venue like that.
Okay, so when you think the Midwestern palate and the sort of foods that we like, we're hearty Midwesterners, we like some really good food, but you've also got a venue where you need for people to be able to carry things around, make it a little bit portable. Talk about some of the items that struck you at first, and you thought, this is definitely going to be an addition to the menu.
So, like you said, exactly. We have to worry about transportation, ease of eating. When you're walking around an outdoor amphitheater, you don't want a big plate of food, right? So we got to take those handhelds and elevate them, if you will. So what we did was, instead of doing a regular hot dog, we have a 1/4-pound all-beef Hebrew National dog. We brought in bison brats, things like that. So we're trying to elevate that handheld experience to where you get not just your basic concessions food, but you get an elevated item.
Okay, there's a great big lake out there. I'm sure you've seen that. There's some fish, too. There's some fish from around here. Talk about some of your fish dishes.
So we try to focus on that and keeping with our local sustainability. So I went on the hunt for rainbow trout when I got here. The Ozarks, that we're kind of known for that around here. So I went on a hunt for rainbow trout. There's lots of options. And I found a really small family-owned trout farm that's just north of here in Highlandville. So it's Mountain Springs Trout Farm. I just love this facility. I fished there. The owner's great. And they hatch their own fish. They do everything there. And some of the most amazing rainbow trout I've ever had has come out of their facility.
How do you prepare that here? I guess maybe it depends on if you're up here in one of the VIP suites or the lodge, as opposed to maybe down closer to the stage.
Yeah, so we have taken it every direction that we can take it. So, for example, tonight you guys got that trout in a crostini appetizer form. So we made a beautiful trout dip, and then I took the skin from the trout and we dried it out, we fried it, and that was the garnish that was on that crostini with some fried capers and microgreens. It was a beautiful presentation, and the flavor is just amazing.
And you mentioned that what we tried earlier, you had a media day, and we got to come and sort of take a look at the menu and sample some of the items. And I did like that crispy fish skin. Was a little bit almost like a pork rind sort of thing. It was really, really delicious. Talk about some of the other dishes that you specialize in here. What are people going to see when they come here?
So keeping with the Ozarks and the theme, one of my favorites is smoking meat. So I love doing barbecue and all of that. So we have got some barbecue focused. We smoke over 1,500 pounds of meat for every concert we do. So that's key. That's all fresh smoked in-house. We make it all ourselves, from the brines to the rubs to the smoking of them, and just putting out that superior product that we know everybody is going to yearn for and enjoy.
And there's a very special barbecue sauce as well.
There is. So I have my own competition barbecue sauce, award-winning, I might say. And so I've been working on this barbecue sauce for years, and it's the barbecue sauce that you will get on every barbecued item in this facility. So you'll have that from all the way from a concessions pulled pork sandwich to a beautiful carving station in our VIP area.
The brisket caught my eye the minute I walked to the door. The brisket was fabulous, and I also had some amazing prime rib. But you do smoke a lot of meat for each one of your different shows. Do the menus change from show to show at all, or is it pretty much a standard menu?
So we do have some standard items that stay the same throughout every show to give that consistency for, you come here, you know what you like, you want to come get what you like. But then we throw in a few extras every show to make sure that we have some variety. If you're going to come to every show at Thunder Ridge, you can definitely try something different every time you come.
Okay, so if we're down there closer to the stage and there are some concessions down there, what are some things we're going to find there?
So you'll find everything from burgers to bison hot dogs to chicken sandwiches. We have pretzels, your standard nachos. So we have some of that standard concessions fare that you expect, all the way from chicken tenders and fries. So you're going to have everything from your basic staples all the way up to the elevated bison dog, elevated bison burger. We do a bison burger with a whipped boursin on it and pickled peppers and onions. It's amazing, and that boursin mixes in with the leanness of the bison, and it just comes out wonderful.
So that's one of the things that you could get down pretty much anywhere on the property. That sounds fantastic.
It is.
What about kid food? What have you got that's real kid-friendly? You mentioned chicken fingers.
Yep, so we've got chicken tenders. We carry cotton candy, popcorn. Of course, I haven't met a kid that didn't like a hot dog, right? So we have a good hot dog and everything for any family. You bring your entire family here, everybody's going to find something that they'll enjoy.
Okay, we haven't talked about desserts. We don't want to forget that. What you got in the dessert department, the sweets department?
So sweets, same thing. We try to keep that diversity, keep everything around the board. So if you're in concessions, like I said, we've got the cotton candy. We've got sweet popcorns that are from an amazing popcorn company that I've worked with for years. So they hand make all these popcorns for us, and they're specific to Thunder Ridge. So those recipes you're not going to find everywhere. And then we also carry all of the snacks and stuff that you expect to see from a Bass Pro. So all of the Bass Pro candy, all of that. So you'll be able to get your orange slices and your Swedish fish and all that.
Wow, it's just, it's really, like you mentioned, it was very elevated today, but friendly sort of Midwestern food. One of the best things I ate today was the banana pudding. Tell me about that banana pudding. That was amazing. Is that something we're going to see from time to time here?
Absolutely, and who doesn't love a banana pudding?
Exactly.
So one of the things, I don't know if you noticed, hidden in the center of your banana pudding is we added some bruleed bananas. So that's taking that little extra touch. It's not just going to be your standard out-of-a-box pudding. We make the pudding from scratch. We add the vanilla wafers, we add the bananas, and then we add the brulee, but a whole layer of brulee bananas in there that just kind of elevate it a little bit, give you that extra crunch, little extra sweetness. Who doesn't like that?
You've got some vegan options too, but when you mentioned we were talking about desserts, there was a lovely vegan cake that I had. Tell me about that. Was delicious.
So it is a walnut vegan banana cake, and I can promise you, and I'm sure you can attest to, you would never know it's vegan. So it's all plant-based, everything in that cake, and it is moist, it's delicious, and it is flavorful most of all.
What are some of the other vegan options for folks who are looking for anything from appetizers to dinner?
So, sticking with that, you can go many different routes. We have chicken sandwiches. Well, that wouldn't be vegan, but we have a few things that would be available. So, from our chips to all the way down the line, we have vegan options throughout the whole facility.
Okay, vegan, vegetarian, everybody can find something here. If you can, talk a little bit about your cocktail, your bar program, your mocktails, whatever you offer for the folks. What can we find not only down in the arena, but up here in the lodge and the VIP areas?
So we have an amazing bar team, and they're constantly trying to outdo themselves. So they're constantly playing with different flavors. We get a few samples throughout the day of different mocktails, because they're constantly trying to play with different flavors and impress you from the last time you were here. So it's ever-changing, and it is going to be unique and creative.
But when you're down around the arena, I'm sure you can get a good cold beer, and a glass of wine, and cocktails down there as well?
Absolutely. You've got everything from a cocktail to a nice cold beer.
So when you decide to come here for a concert, talk about Give me some insider tips here on like how early to get here, how the parking works, things like that. Can you fill us in a little bit?
Yeah, so I would say, we're one of those venues that you don't want to arrive right before the main show. We are out in a rural part of the Ozarks, so you're going to want to get here a little bit early. But the great thing is we have a fan zone in our parking lot. So if you get here before the doors open, we've got food trucks, we've got kick games, we've got vendors. So this is a place that you can come in, spend your time, and try to get to be that first one in line to get through that door.
Okay, so there are activities prior to the shows, and I'm sure you want to check, the website and things like that to sort of see what all is going on. Talk about some of the other events you have here. I know there's a PBR team here as well. What is that like?
There is. So we have PBR that's here. We've done Garth Brooks. We've done we've done Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen. We've got Pitbull coming up. So we're trying to keep a very diverse lineup here. So we've got everything from kid shows to your country concerts to your rock and roll, and of course the Rolling Stones. So you can't beat that. We're trying to make sure that we have something for everybody and a concert that you'll enjoy.
Well, I know, what I think would just be great is if you would give me a little insider tip on who's coming next that nobody else knows about. You can tell me anything. You got anything you can just whisper to me? I won't say anything to anybody.
I don't have any of the insider tip. I can tell you what has been announced. So, okay. Of course, we've got Rolling Stones, we've got Luke Bryan, we've got Pitbull, Imagine Dragons, which I'm really excited about. So we've got Slightly Stupid. We've got 5 more concerts left this season, and they're all huge names and great lineups.
Is the menu the same like during the PBR season that it is the rest of the year, or does it change seasonally?
I would like to say we're changing based on event. We have our staples, we have the things that you're going to see every show, but I try to throw something new in every time.
Can you rent this out for private events?
You can. So in season or off season, we have spaces that are available for private events, private functions, business retreats. Heck, I even think this would be an amazing place for a wedding.
Oh, no doubt it would be an amazing place for a wedding. But when you drive in here, the vastness of this, and to go in and out of some of these buildings and see how big they are, then maybe there's a few steps down and you're into a bunch of VIP suites. I see what you mean when you say there's a space that will fit your party, your event. When you say you're going to rent a space at Thunder Ridge, that doesn't necessarily mean you need the whole thing. You can just get the part that you need, correct?
That's correct. I mean, we're in a beautiful barn right now. This is our party barn. I can't remember exactly how old, but this is several 100-year-old barn that was deconstructed and brought and rebuilt on property. So this is an amazing event space. We've got the nano walls that open up, so you can open up all the walls and overlook the lake and get that fresh Ozark air.
So we were given the opportunity to take a look at the VIP suites. There's a founder's suite that we got to see the inside of. That is amazing. That would be. I joked with some of my colleagues in the media, I need fancier friends. This is just incredible. But what all comes with that? I believe they said that there's a per person price and there's a buffet plus a private bartender.
Yep, so in every suite you have your own private bartender and a fully stocked bar. You have a buffet that's open to you. And when I say buffet, we're not talking about your regular banquet buffet. We're talking about action stations. We're talking about high-end scale. We're doing a whole hog on the next concert in that area. So there's lots to do. There's lots of options, as well as you can order in your suites. So we have an event day menu, which is more restaurant style, where you're able to pick what you want and it's delivered to you in your suite. With that, you have your own patio. You're able to get access to every concert. I mean, it's definitely a win and way to go.
You've got your own patio with beautiful seating looking out over the concert arena. I noticed a fire pit, so you get your private fire pit. Eventually, one can spend the night there. I noticed a Murphy bed. You realize, I mean, it's going to be a little bit like a hotel here.
Absolutely. All of our suites have overnight accommodations. So there's a Murphy bed, there's a full bathroom with shower, and then the bar turns into your own little kitchenette for your overnight accommodations.
Well, this is just stunning. It really is. And it just makes you really appreciate what Johnny Morris has done for this area of the country. I have not been to Red Rocks. I don't know if you have, but Red Rocks better look out, because we've got something here that they don't have, because this is the only arena of its kind with accommodations like that.
That is correct. I've been to Red Rocks many times, and it is a beautiful venue. But I will say that you're right. This one is there's nothing else like it. Between the overnight accommodations, the views of Table Rock Lake and the Ozarks, and just the sheer vast of it. You know, we're over 1,000 acres, 20,000 seat amphitheater. You just can't find that anywhere else in the country right now.
One other thing I want to mention, and the food today was really good. It was the bean dip is fantastic. I mean, you know, you don't think of bean dip as being elevated like that, but it was just fabulous. You do your own chips here. Tell me about the bacon. I'm still trying to figure out how to get a few cups of that in my car, because you had cups of these beautiful slices of like a candied bacon everywhere, and I'm telling you, I put away a fair amount of that. How'd you come up with that?
So who doesn't love bacon, right? So I love bacon prepared anyway. I've got a sweet tooth myself, so candied bacon is where it's at. But you got to have that little spice. So our candied bacon is topped with some cracked black pepper, give you a little bit of extra something to that. And, I mean, you can't go wrong with some bacon.
I tell you what, give me a cold beer and a big vat full of bacon, and just leave me alone to enjoy some rock and roll. Man, that would be the best thing ever. And one thing I love about this is the effort toward conservation. Talk about how this place and the funds that come in and out of here really do go to help that.
They do. So all of our funds go to conservation, and everything we do is conservation forward minded. So all the way down to our packaging, our plates, all of that, they're made from fallen palm leaves. They're not, we're not even destroying the palm trees to make these plates. All of our silverware and cutlery is all compostable, and it doesn't even have to be composted in a compostable bin. All of our product can be composted in a landfill. So, it takes its natural route, but then it does what it needs to do for the environment. And that's what we're about here. Everything we do is to preserve this beautiful land around us.
Well, we all appreciate that. And we also appreciate the beautiful Veterans Tower that's going up over there, because I know that Johnny Morris has always had a soft spot for veterans. And I appreciate that, being in a veteran family myself, and my dad a World War II veteran. And that's going to be a special place for sure. Have you been in there?
I have, and I will agree with you. So I come from a military family as well, so that hits home for me as well. And he does so much for our veterans. And we've done meals for them out here. Almost every show we have a group of veterans that are our special guests. So we bring them in and we treat them like the rock stars that they are.
Wow, that's just amazing. Well, I thank you for spending a little bit of time with me, and I know you're a busy person, but again, we've been speaking with Chef David Wright, executive chef at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. If you see him, he'll be in the white chef coat. It's got his name on it. Come say hello. David, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing everybody come out and enjoy this amazing place.
They're going to love it.